The 13-year-old Superior boy accused of shooting a rifle at deputies Tuesday evening is now charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide.
Authorities say Carson Peterson fired at least 4 shots at officers outside his town of Superior home.
Amazingly, no officer was hurt and the boy was taken into custody without injury.
Northern News Now's Ryan Hayes recaps what we know about the situation that the sheriff says could easily have turned tragic.
You see it a lot in national news, people getting shot for firing on officers and everything. However, I think they went the extra mile. And like I said before, my hat's off to them for that.
Troy Kimberlin lives across the street from the scene of where 13-year-old Carson Peterson allegedly fired at Douglas County deputies at least 4 times. According to court documents, Peterson's grandmother called law enforcement on her grandson saying he was yelling and throwing things and had used gas to start a fire next to a tree. A deputy arrived and saw Peterson go inside the home and re-emerge with a rifle, telling the officer to shoot him. The deputy then took the boy's grandmother to Kimberlin's home and asked if she could stay there for the time being.
Probably could use all the support she could get, so I was happy to do that. I mean, that's what neighbors do.
Other deputies arrived on scene and contacted Peterson by phone, who allegedly said he was going to kill a cop and then himself, threatening to burn one of the squad cars with gasoline. The boy then allegedly fired shots in the direction of officers. One detective says he heard a bullet strike directly behind him in the woods. Peterson eventually dropped the gun and was apprehended without incident while wearing tactical gear. Well, it was a very chaotic scene on Highway 35 in the town of Superior. Douglas County Attorney Mark Fruhoff says Peterson's status as a juvenile will somewhat complicate litigation.
It's an adult case for all intents and purposes, but I think a court is going to look at those sentencing factors a lot differently for a juvenile than they would for an adult with a long record.
Fruhoff says the main difference between the two justice systems is that the juvenile is generally more focused on rehabilitation, while the adult focuses on public protection and punishment. It's important to note that a case like Peterson's that starts in adult court may not stay there. A judge can send it back to juvenile court if they feel it's appropriate.
Every case is unique, and the court is always going to look at how serious is the charge, what is the character of this specific, in this case, juvenile accused, and then what is the need to protect the public, and then the court crafts an appropriate sentence.
Helping to understand a chaotic scene that very nearly turned tragic. In Superior, Ryan Hayes, Northern News Now.
Ryan, thank you. Now, we're told officers never once returned fire. We've made multiple attempts to speak to Douglas County Sheriff Matt Izzard, but he's declined our request for interview, not appearing on camera or answering our written questions.
However, in a statement, Izzard commended the responding officers, quote, tremendous restraint, and that their training helped this incident come to a peaceful conclusion.
And tonight, Peterson remains in the Arrowhead Juvenile Center. Bail is set at $1 million.
A preliminary court hearing is set for May 14th.